Madam Chairwoman, we are on the record.
Okay, we're live?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. It's been a long time, but I'm happy to see all of you. I'm going to ask you all to please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay. Give me one moment here while I get my paperwork. Okay, if you're not on, I'm going to ask that you please, everybody mute their mics. Okay, notice pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. Everybody, all right, I'm sorry. Hello? I can't continue with that noise. Okay, I'm going to ask everyone once, please, to turn off your mics, okay? Thank you very much. Notice pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act addressing effective coronavirus measures on the next public meeting, consistent with the coronavirus-related restrictions of Executive Order Number 107, given on Saturday, March 21st, 2020 by Governor Philip D. Murphy. The Planning Board of the City of Paterson will not conduct in-person participation of the public at all future meetings until further notice. However, public participation will be available by means of communication equipment pursuant to NJSA 10:4-8 commencing on April 15, 2020. Though there may potentially be a practical need for a limited number of administrative, technical, or other city personnel to be present in or near the council chambers, 3rd floor, City Hall, 155 Market Street, Paterson, New Jersey, in-person participation of the public is prohibited. Nevertheless, for reasons of compliance with the said Executive Order Number 107, public participation will be available by calling 973-321-1579. The meeting ID is 711-680-001, and that is the ID numbers for this evening, and I will repeat them later on the date and time that the meeting is scheduled to commence, which is this evening. The public may also participate in the meeting by accessing the website of the City of Paterson, www.patersonnj.gov, and follow the email link for the meeting, www.patersonnj.gov. In addition, one moment, please. Okay, so the commissioners, planning board staff, ladies and gentlemen, as the chairwoman of the City of Paterson's Planning Board, I call this meeting of, this is August 10th, 2022 to order. I hereby state that all the provisions of the State of New Jersey public meeting law have been fully and completely met, that the notice of provisions required have been properly posted in the Planning Board office and with the City of Paterson clerk, that the public notice and advertisements have been published in the Herald News on June 6th. 5th, is it June 5th? Okay, June 5th, 2022 in accordance with the law, and that the copies of such notice and public advertisements are on file in the Planning Board office, as is also the agenda, listing the applications to be taken up by the Planning Board at this meeting. The procedures tonight will be in accordance with the rules, regulations, and bylaws as heretofore determined by the Planning Board at its office at 225 Ellison Street in the City of Paterson. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Cleves. Commissioner Cleves.
Present.
Commissioner Figueroa.
Present.
Commissioner Hussein.
Present.
Commissioner Lidanzo.
You're muted.
Present.
Commissioner Roman.
Present.
Commissioner Amar.
Present.
Madam Chair Northrop.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, so this evening we have what it looks like 3 applications on the agenda. If I'm not mistaken, one of these is going to be scheduled. Am I correct, Ms. Farsbooth?
Yes. The third item on the agenda, Darren Mountain Homes LLC, is to be adjourned to September
Till when? September 19th?
9th.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit. Okay, so Garrett Mountain Homes LLC, 36-60 Mountain Avenue, Block 5103, Lot 11.01 will be rescheduled for September. Okay. Mr. Acquaviva, do we need any other action on this item, or we can just move forward with the agenda?
No, we can move forward. Counsel for Garrett Holmes realizes he has to re-notify, so
Okay.
we can move forward with the other applications.
Okay, so there's two applications on this evening. 66 Montclair LLC, 473-479 Preakness Avenue, Block 1211, Lot 2. And also we have 476-478 McBride Avenue LLC. And I believe, Ms. Farsbooth, you would like to begin with this one?
With McBride Avenue, yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, good. So who is representing 476, 478 McBride Avenue LLC?
I am, Madam Chair, Alan Mariconda, on behalf of the applicant. Good evening.
Good evening, Al. I didn't see you there. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm with Nasser at Heritage Architecture.
Okay, good enough. All right, so 476, 478 McBride Avenue LLC, 476, 478 McBride Avenue, Block 5001, Lot 2. The applicant proposes to reconstruct an existing fire-damaged mixed-use building to include a commercial use and a total of 6 residential dwelling units. The first floor contains a retail commercial space, a studio unit, 2 one-bedroom units, and a covered porch. The second floor contains a 2-bedroom unit and 2 one-bedroom units. The existing basement floor is used for utilities only and will remain unchanged. The applicant proposes a surface parking lot containing 4 parking spaces, an enclosed refuge recycle area, and an open grass area at the rear yard. The subject property has an area of 4,187 square feet. The proposal is within the B-1 Neighborhood Business District. Variances are requested for the following. Both side setbacks as 10 feet is required and 2.69 feet is existing. Maximum building coverage as 50% is required and 54.93% is proposed. Floor area ratio as FAR of 1 is permitted and 1.007 is existing, and parking as 14 off-street parking spaces are required and 4 parking spaces are proposed. Excuse me. It requires site plan approval and bulk variances. And Ms. Farsbooth, I'm going to ask you to please give me a review at this time.
Sure. Property taxes and surcharges are current. John McNeil, providing an address of 10 Orchard Lane in Fairfield, New Jersey, holds 100% of the stock of 476-478 McBride Avenue LLC. As indicated on the survey prepared by Lakeland Surveying and dated October 12, 2016, the parcel has frontage of 52.89 feet and 109.08 feet along McBride Avenue and Lincoln Avenue, respectively, a rear lot line that measures 28.79 feet and a southern property line that measures 99.72 feet. The parcel has lot area 4,187 square feet or 0.09 acres, and is located on the southwest intersection of McBride Avenue and Lincoln Avenue. The survey also indicates a 2-story mixed-use commercial and residential building. A rear covered porch, a right side concrete porch, and 2 asphalt parking areas on the side and rear yards are indicated on the survey. The 2-story building has an existing non-conforming condition as its front wall and overhang are encroaching into the public right-of-way of McBride Avenue, and the rear covered porch steps and the right side porch and asphalt parking area are encroaching into the right-of-way of Lincoln Avenue. A 2-story mixed-use building is located approximately 7.1 feet to the south of the subject property. Bleacher Architectural Group has prepared an 8-page site plan with the last revision on May 10, 2022. The front page indicates information about the project and the subject property, the location plan, and the zoning table. Drawing SP1, titled as 200-foot radius map, indicates the properties within 200 feet of the subject property, as well as the list of the local and county agencies included in the 200-foot list. Drawing SP2, titled as Proposed Site Plan, indicates the property tax map, the zoning map, the proposed site plan, the trash and recycling enclosure detail, the lighting detail, and the zoning ordinance data and notes. The applicant is proposing to reconstruct an existing fire-damaged mixed-use building to include a commercial use and a total of 6 residential dwelling units. Currently, the existing building contains a sports bar and a restaurant on the first floor and residential units on the second floor. The proposed site plan indicates that the existing setbacks are to remain, except the front wall of the building, which is to be relocated to maintain a setback of 1 feet from the McBride Avenue front property line. The existing building is also located 0 feet from the Lincoln Avenue front property line and 42.44 feet from the rear property line. The existing mixed-use building has an existing non-conforming left side setback, building coverage, and floor area ratio. Therefore, the applicant is seeking variances to obtain relief from the zoning requirements to address these nonconformities. Following variances are requested. Both side setbacks as 10 feet is required and 2.69 feet is existing. Maximum building coverage as 50% is required and 54.93% is proposed. Floor area ratio as FAR of 1 is permitted and 1.07 is existing. And parking as 14 off-street parking spaces are required and 4 parking spaces are proposed. The proposed site plan indicates that the existing 1-story building, the wooden covered porch, and the existing guardrail at the rear yard are to be removed. A new covered porch on the right side, which is located 0 feet from the Lincoln Avenue front property line, is to be constructed to provide access to the first floor 1-bedroom unit as well as the second floor 2-bedroom unit. Also, the existing right side and rear yard asphalt parking areas are to be removed, and a new surface parking area accommodating 4 parking spaces is to be constructed at the rear yard. Each parking space is measured 9 feet by 18 feet. The applicant proposes a new concrete walk, an open grass area,
I think we lost Ms. Farsboot. It froze. She will get back on. Madam Secretary,
Yes, Madam Chair.
can you find out if she's able to get back on, or should we have Mr. Deutsch continue? I don't know. Maybe IT would know?
Hello?
Yes, Ms. Farsboot?
Yes, Madam Chair. So I don't know from where you...
I don't see your face, but if you want to continue reading your review, you could do that, and maybe IT can get your video back on.
Yes, because my video is on, so I didn't switch it off. Okay.
Okay. All right. So just continue, please.
Sure. I'm gonna just repeat number 8 because I wasn't sure that from where you just missed my voice. The proposed site plan indicates that the existing one-story building, the wooden covered porch, and the existing guardrail at the rear yard are to be removed. A new covered porch on the right side, which is located 0 feet from the Lincoln Avenue front property line, is to be constructed to provide access to the first floor one-bedroom unit as well as the second floor two-bedroom unit. Also, the existing right side and rear yard asphalt parking areas are to be removed, and a new surface parking area accommodating 4 parking spaces is to be constructed at the rear yard. Each parking space is measured 9 feet by 18 feet. The applicant proposes a new concrete walk, an open grass area, and an enclosed trash and recycling area for the residents and the commercial use at the rear yard. The trash and recycling area detail plan indicates 8 refuse containers, which are enclosed by a 6 feet high PVC fence. The locations of the proposed lighting and their coverage are indicated on the site plan. Also, a note on the plan indicates that the building will be equipped with the surveillance security camera installed at all common areas. The existing 36-foot curb cut provides access to the rear asphalt parking spaces. A new concrete curb is proposed around the parking spaces and along the new concrete walkway at the rear yard. A new concrete sidewalk is also proposed on the north side of the subject property along Lincoln Avenue. The current situation of the subject property indicates that the retail customers park on the northern existing sidewalk. The applicant shall assure no encroachment and parking on the sidewalk. A parking sign on the building wall allowing parking on the sidewalk shall be removed as well. Drawing SP-3 is the drainage plan and indicates the proposed drainage plan, the stormwater calculations, and the dry well detail. Drawing SP4 is the soil erosion plan and indicates the soil erosion plan, the construction self-fence detail, the entire tracking device, and the inlet filter fabric protection details. Drawing SP-4 also indicates the site details including the sign, the double handicap ramps and crosswalk, the section through ramps for double and single ramps, the typical section of concrete footing, the parking area paving detail, the curb ramp, the temporary pavement, the driveway apron, the curb and sidewalk, the County of Passaic concrete curb and roadway pavement widening, the catch basin, the trench grate, the water service installation, and the sewer connection. Drawing A1 is the proposed floor plans and indicates the existing basement floor and the proposed first and second floor plans. The existing basement floor plan is to be used for utilities only and is to remain unchanged. The proposed first floor plan indicates 498 square feet of area for a commercial use with a half bathroom inside, a covered porch, a studio unit, and 2 one-bedroom units. The studio unit is 331 square feet in area and contains a kitchen, a living room, a mechanical unit, a washer and a dryer, and a full bathroom. The one-bedroom units have areas of 601 square feet and 623 square feet and contain a kitchen, a living room, a washer and dryer, and a mechanical unit. The proposed covered porch on the north side of the building provides 2 covered entrances. One is the entry door for the first floor's one-bedroom unit, and the other one is the entrance to the internal staircase leading to the upper floor's two-bedroom unit. Also, the entrance to the first floor's studio unit is located on the north side of the building, and the entrance to the second one-bedroom unit is from the rear of the building. The proposed first floor plan also indicates separate entrances to the commercial use and the second floor's residential units. The entrance at the center provides access to the commercial space. The entrance and the internal staircase on the left side of the commercial use provides access to the upper floor's left side one-bedroom unit, and the entrance and the internal staircase on the right side of the commercial use provides access to the second floor's right side one-bedroom unit. The two-bedroom unit on the second floor is accessible from the north side covered porch and an internal staircase. The proposed second floor plan indicates a 2-bedroom unit and 2 one-bedroom units. The two-bedroom unit is 1,006 square feet and contains a kitchen, a living room, a mechanical and laundry room, and a full bathroom. The one-bedroom units are 632 square feet and 639 square feet and contain a kitchen, a living room, a mechanical and laundry room, and a full bathroom. Drawing A-2 is the elevations and indicates the building's proposed elevation plans, containing a brick veneer for the first floor and a vinyl siding for the second floor. The proposed front view of McBride Avenue indicates a 2-story building which measures 27 feet in height. The commercial use on the first floor proposes 2 triple windows and an aluminum storefront. 4 double hinge windows are proposed for the second floor front elevation. The proposed left side elevation plan indicates 2 double windows for the first floor, a double and a triple window for the second floor, which face the adjacent mixed-use building located on the south side of the subject property. The right side elevation plan indicates the covered porch and the entry door to the rear studio unit. A double window and a triple window are proposed for the second floor. The rear elevation plan indicates a double window and a triple window for each of the first and second floors. This proposal is located within the B1 neighborhood business district. The proposed mixed-use building is a permitted use subject to the conditions stated on section 500-4.1 and 500-4.16 of the Land Development Ordinance. The conditions require the business and commercial use to be located on the first floor and the residential uses to be located only above and or behind the commercial use in the same building. In addition, the commercial and business use shall not occupy more than 5,000 square feet of area. This proposal satisfies all the required conditions. The applicant has not specified the use of the commercial space on the first floor. The applicant shall consider a permitted commercial use within the B1 neighborhood business district according to the city's land development ordinance and obtain a certificate of occupancy from the Division of Planning and Zoning. Proposed retail and commercial use, which is not permitted by right by the zoning ordinance or is required conditions compliance, may require an appropriate board approval prior to occupy such a use. The subject property is in the close proximity of Passaic River. The city engineer and the construction official shall determine whether the subject property is located within the flood hazard area of Zone AE and if additional requirements and permits are needed for this project and the subject building. McBride Avenue is a 2-way county road. The applicant shall obtain the county planning board approval for this proposal. Due to the limited area considered for the off-street parking spaces and the location of the refuse and recycling area at the rear of the building, the applicant shall ensure that the site is maintained properly and kept free of trash and debris at all times to provide a clear and unobstructed area for the vehicles parking on the site and a clean site for the residents residing in the building. It shall be the responsibility of the applicant and or the preparer of the plan to obtain a letter from the city engineer indicating that the plans have been satisfactorily reviewed prior to the plans being released to the construction official. This proposal is in the Stony Road section of the city, which represents an older mixed-use neighborhood. McBride Avenue is lined with a mix of retail uses and single-family homes. The subject property is surrounded by commercial buildings on all sides. In conclusion, the applicant estimates the cost of this proposal at approximately $450,000. This was the staff report for this application. Madam Chair?
Thank you, Ms. Farsbood. Mr. Mariconda?
Yes, good evening again, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Alan Mariconda, my office at 726 Market Street in Paterson. On behalf of the applicant 476-478 McBride Ave LLC, we acknowledge planning staff report from SOMAS, and we essentially concur in that entire report. As the report sets forth and as contained in our site plan, this is a site that I know the commissioners are familiar with. The site had a history, unfortunately, of several problems prior to the fire loss, which was obviously a very significant and serious event. There were problems on this site with a liquor license, which no longer exists on this site, which I think is the most important thing to emphasize in terms of the future uses of the site. As your staff indicates, we will be only presenting uses that would be permitted in the B1 zone. So those are essentially emphasizing neighborhood service businesses, and the applicant will be available to further elaborate if needed. Again, this is actually a very exciting rehabilitation of a site that was in very poor condition prior to the fire loss, was not a good example of high quality of life in the area, and now we're going to completely turn that around, we believe, with this project and make it a very positive impact on the surrounding neighborhood, both with small service businesses and quality residential uses on a main thoroughfare and very close to Route 80 for access to all highways surrounding the city of Paterson. That being said, I'm going to call Mr. Bleeker as our architect planner, and the applicant will follow afterwards.
Okay, so you only have the two witnesses?
Correct.
All right, please continue.
Mr. Bleeker?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, you need to be sworn in.
Okay.
Where is the court stenographer?
Oh, one moment. Sorry.
Okay,
Okay, raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
please state your name and credentials for the record.
I'd be glad to, Madam Chair. My name is John Bleeker, and I'm currently licensed as a registered architect, professional planner, and licensed land surveyor in the state of New Jersey.
Yes,
I've been so for over 39 years now.
and you've been before us many times, so we accept you as an expert witness. Thank you.
Thank
Please
you.
proceed.
Thank you. Good evening, John. John, you had an opportunity to hear the report this evening. Is that correct from our planner?
Yes, I have. I think the report was extremely thorough, and we concur with all the information that was submitted there as such.
Okay. If you could give us a quick overview of what the applicant wants to do to, as I alluded to, make a complete conversion of this site.
I'd be glad to. As Mr. Maricondo was indicating, and also your staff has, your planning staff has indicated, the previous use was basically on the first floor of really a retail bar and actually a restaurant. And we are planning to eliminate both of those uses. And we want to put a smaller commercial space on the first floor with residential behind. That is in compliance with the B1 zoning, and it also is in compliance with all the conditions of the B1 zoning as your planner had indicated. We are really doing this project primarily because the building has suffered a significant fire, which has really, damaged most of the interior. So the project that is before you is really a reconstruction of the front wall of the building, as well as the interior of the building. There is a small structure that looked like it was added to over the years. In the very back, it was kind of a porch, but it was enclosed in. We are going to be removing that to construct the new parking area. So I know we're requesting a number of bulk variances, one of them being coverage, but we are actually reducing the coverage with this application if the board looks upon it as approved. So we are making that condition slightly better, even though it's still in non-conformity. But we would like the board's permission to, again, take away the bar use, take away the restaurant, which was part of the bar, and convert this building to primarily residential with a small commercial component. We will be aesthetically improving the building itself with the reconstruction of the new front facade.
May I ask you to, is there any way you can post these plans?
My son is available. I think Johnny, can you do that?
Yes, just give me 1 second.
Okay, good. This way, the board can then,
Can you guys see this?
we can see it, except that it's like minuscule, so maybe you can enlarge it a little bit. And this way, people will understand what it is you are trying to achieve here. Thank you. Okay.
Are you
John,
able to see, are
section
you
by
able to see
section,
this
if
a
that
little
helps
bit?
you enlarge it.
What's that?
I said you can do it section by section in terms of your focus, if that helps you enlarge it.
Yeah, I just don't know what you guys see at the moment, but it's
Well, okay,
pretty big on my screen here.
We're
yeah,
good.
it's kind of small on ours, but they'll get the gist, as long as we have something in front of us that they can look at.
Okay.
And if the commissioners can't see it, or it's too small for them, they'll speak up. Thank you.
Okay, the drawing before you is basically the site plan drawing. And it shows that the building has frontage on McBride Avenue, which is on the bottom of the sheet. And it also has frontage on Lincoln Avenue, which is actually a dead-end street. I'm sure commissioners are aware of the location. So prior to the application, the parking was actually all along the building on Lincoln Avenue, which actually projected into the right-of-way of Lincoln Avenue. That, with this application, is actually going to be removed. We are creating the same parking, but we're doing it in a back paved lot, which we are constructing at the rear of the property, or the northern end of the property. And that area will now contain parking for 4 cars. There is obviously parking available on the street, since Lincoln Avenue is a dead-end street, and it only services just, I think, just another 3 properties, which are restricted in use. So there is very available parking on Lincoln Avenue after hours, besides the parking that we're providing within the property itself. And if you can look at the shaded area, it shows the existing building configuration of the building as it is now. The only real significant change is what we indicated before. We're moving the front wall and reconstructing the front wall back 1 foot. And the purpose of that is structurally, we're doing it for structural reasons and aesthetic reasons, because now we can redesign that front wall. But more importantly is we're eliminating that encroachment, that overhang encroachment that was there before onto the county right away. So that will no longer be a condition if this application is approved. Can we go to the next sheet, please?
On to the next pages, I guess.
All right, this drawing shows the drainage plan. And what we're doing is we're taking the roof leader drainage from the existing building, piping it to recharge pits at the very rear, which is underneath the new parking area. And that will allow us to capture the rainwater and recharge it back into the soil. And then it would, without actually causing additional drainage. So there was no real drainage facilities on the property when we went to do our visit. But we are now making a situation that didn't have any drainage. Now we are capturing the drainage from the entire property and recharging it back into the soil naturally. So that's a much significant improvement to the property if the project is considered for approval.
Okay.
All right, this is, John, next sheet, please. This is just a soil erosion plan. That's a plan that's going to be necessary during the construction process. These are all the construction details on the next sheet that was just shown on the screen. And now we are at the floor plans of really the existing basement floor plan is all the way to the left side of the sheet. That does show the white areas, show areas that basically are the existing foundation walls. I don't know if you can highlight that, John. Yes, okay. So if you see an area that has 2 lines in white in between, that's the existing foundation walls to remain. Anything that is hatched would actually be new walls that are going to be constructed. And primarily you see the whole front wall, which is the same wall as the front of the building on McBride Avenue. That will all be new. as well as the wall around this new staircase that would go down. So the basement was existing. We're not doing anything additional to the basement. There is an area for mechanicals and for the equipment as far as the electric meters and gas meters. That's going to stay in the front area of the basement, and the rest of the basement's going to be just open. The next plan is the middle of the sheet, which is the first floor plan. It shows the very front area, which is going to be the commercial space, which is significantly reduced. Originally, that commercial, the bar area and the commercial restaurant went all the way front to back of the building and occupied the whole first floor. Now we're only asking the board's consideration for about 490 square feet of commercial space. And then we are asking for 3 residential units, which would be contained behind that space. Each one of those units will be fully upgraded to current housing standards, including ADA access, because all those units would be at grade. So the bathroom facility would be large enough for handicap adaptable, and everything else would be a brand new modern apartment, all in compliance with your minimum square foot requirements. The last plan is just the second floor plan, and that's on the right side of the sheet. And that shows the additional units that we're proposing within the confines of the existing building. And we are providing for units that will be located on the floor. But I want to point out that we were able to design these that for each one of these units has a separate entrance that would actually go down right down to grade. Number one, making it a much safer arrangement, but also a more private situation than having a common hallway and the units coming off of those. So each one of these units would actually be something that, we're not always able to provide in projects of this type, but we were able to do that for this project. I think that pretty much concludes, my testimony with describing the building, Mr. Americano. I don't know if there's anything else you want.
Can you
to add.
show, Mr. Bleeker, can you show the outside of the building? I have it on plans.
Here we go. Yes. Here we go now.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
John, you could just give us a brief description of the exterior design concept you have?
Yes, I'd be glad to. As you can see, the building, the drawing that you're seeing, the proposed front elevation, which is on the left side of the sheet, is going to be the new front wall. The roof was significantly damaged as well as that front wall. So we are going to be replacing the roof, which was originally a slight pitch to it. We're going to give it more of a steeper pitch so we can use conventional fiberglass lifetime shingles. And that's going to have vinyl siding on the upper area, which will be the new vinyl siding, which is actually quite nice, and it has an impression of it to give it a very good wood look to it. And then bottom of that would be a brick veneer first floor facade with windows, significant windows, and an entrance in the center, basically a storefront for a commercial use. The commercial use that we are contemplating but have not decided because we haven't advertised it yet because we don't have approval, but we are going to be contemplating any type of use that is permitted within the B1 zone. Obviously, we're not entertaining a bar or restaurant or anything like that at this time.
Right. And John, of course, that's a very limited amount of square footage, so the nature of the business has to be small service, correct?
Small service, neighborhood service type business, absolutely.
Yep. John, your exterior plan also shows lighting and security as well?
Absolutely, yeah. We have, lighting throughout the front as well as the side facades in the rear. And we are providing, security cameras throughout. The building also is going to be fully sprinkled where it's not now. Not only because we suffered fire damage, but it's also going to be required for code and by code for this particular structure with the mixed use component.
Right. Now this, of course, as you indicated and as our staff indicated here, this is a permitted use. In terms of the streetscape of McBride Avenue, Just from a planning perspective, does it fit in your opinion with the surrounding area?
Well, I do, because if everybody's familiar with this area, you do have, some commercial uses, but you do have residential uses as well, along McBride Avenue. This is actually a nice area of McBride Avenue. It's very close to the Squirrelwood Road entrance onto Route 80. So it's actually a fairly heavy traveled area, and does see a lot of, traffic with, in terms of vehicular traffic. So we felt that it was important to give it some commercial presence on the first floor with the facade design, but also have some reference to residential presence, which is predominant in the area. Obviously, the building is only 2.5 stories tall, which is going to stay, and that is, the primary size of the residential structures in the area. So I do believe this blends actually very, very nicely and very well, but does serve the purpose of the uses that we're proposing.
And of course, the McBride Avenue corridor is served by public transit on a regular basis as well?
Yes, it does. Yes, it is. Absolutely.
And you did touch upon the variances as well. The bulk variances are very limited. Lot coverage, frankly, is de minimis. The floor area ratio variance also de minimis?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are asking for side yard variances, both side yard variances, but they are pre-existing. We're not changing those. The coverage percentage variance, we are asking for the relief for that, but we are, reducing the total coverage of the existing building by reducing that back and eliminating that back porch area,
Right.
which is enclosed. So we're making that actually better than the existing condition is, but we still need a variance for it the way it is. And in the floor area ratio, there is a slight reduction in the floor area ratio for the elimination of that back structure, as I just mentioned. But we are asking for consideration on the board because
We're
that's
coming
a
close.
requirement.
So we're coming closer to conformity in both those aspects.
That's correct. I mean, and with regards to parking, there was more parking, like I said, along Lincoln Avenue, but it was not compliant parking
Right.
in terms of the ordinance, so we didn't show it as part of our plan. But were able to provide 4 on-site parking spaces, which is the maximum I could provide with the property I have to work with. But 14 spaces is permitted. We are asking for the board's consideration on that.
Right. And Lincoln Avenue, as I'm sure the commissioners know, is virtually an untraveled street there. As you indicated, serves only 3 properties, so that parking is readily available as per your testimony. And again, public transportation and the walkability of this site to other businesses is also clear from your site plan as well. So that being said, I think that would conclude Mr. Bleeker's testimony, Madam Chair.
Okay, I'm not going to bring the applicant up yet. I'm just going to see if there's anyone in the public who would like to call in if they have any questions regarding this application. If they have any questions of Mr. Bleeker, and they can call in at 973-321-1579. Okay, and the meeting ID is 711-680-001. While we're waiting to see if we have any call-ins from Madam Secretary, I will open up questions right now to the commissioners. So you can take your plans down for now. Thank you. And commissioners, any questions of Mr. Bleeker on this application? Commissioners? Okay, I have a question. I'm a little concerned, not concerned, I just have a question as to where the refuge would be. Like when they pick up if you had a commercial area downstairs, even though it may not be restaurant or anything, certainly not a bar, but a restaurant area or anything like that, if it's some sort of a service business, they're still going to have, whether it be papers, refuge that has to be discarded. Where will that be done? Where is that refuge going to be held? Did I miss something?
Yeah, Madam Chair, no, I mean, I probably didn't mention in my testimony, but it is shown on the site plan.
Okay.
At the very rear of the property.
Oh, okay.
And it's in the corner, and that area is not only for refuge, but also recyclable. And that's all going to be stored within a fenced-in enclosure at the very back of that property.
All right, awesome. So I just want to know also, now I know you mentioned this, I'm just going to reiterate, you have video cameras that will be positioned on this building?
Yes, we're gonna have video cameras in all the common areas as well as
Okay.
the exterior of the building, yes, and the parking area as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Commissioners, any commissioners?
Madam Chair, I just,
Madam
Yes.
Chair, I actually have a question.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Wait, you can take the plans down for now again. I'm sorry, because that's Commissioner Figueroa, you have a question? Yes.
well, it's not so much a question. I just wanted to ask a little bit about the seepage pits. And by the way, I really do appreciate all of the updates as far as the ADA compliance with the interior design and so forth. But I'm just a little, because that is somewhat of a flood zone. And I was just wondering how that works. If the water is collected through the seepage pits and integrated through, if you could just explain that a little bit.
I'd be glad to, Commissioner. See, basically, if we were building a brand-new building, the requirement for us today is to basically, say the property was vacant and was a piece of, it was a soil lot, the rainwater could actually get absorbed directly into the soil. When you have a situation where you start building a structure and parking and all that, the area becomes totally impervious. The water can't get into the soil any longer. So we're required to actually trap that water and pipe it underground into a recharge pit that actually allows it to seep back into the soil naturally. And we calculate that it goes at the same rate. In this case, because it's completely impervious now, and we have an existing building, we have existing paved areas, we really are not required to do that, but my client has opted to do that to make it a better arrangement and a safer situation. So we are piping all the existing roof area back in under the ground into these seepage pits. We're nothing more than a 6-foot diameter porous wall kind of container that go down about 4 feet, 3 to 4 feet. And there's a stone bed around that allows the soil to slowly absorb the rainwater. And like you just indicated, areas that are flood prone, that tend to be saturated and would trap water, because we put the recharge pit in and then the stone around it, we allow that area now to become volume for water storage until the waters recede and they can go back into the ground naturally. So this is a really, really helping a situation, and again, it would only be done if the board, looks upon the application.
I think it's a wonderful and really smart update to this. I really do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners?
Madam Chair,
Yes?
I just have a question for Mr. Mariconda.
Yes,
sir.
Mr. Aquaviva.
I just have a quick question. I know you had indicated in the presentation that any business that will be located in the building would be a permitted use in the B1 zone. But I'm a B1 neighborhood business district. But I guess my question to you is, do you really want to limit your client to that? I mean, I would imagine you would be looking at, obviously, taking all possible consideration and getting a permitted use in there. But, if a review is required before another board, if it's not a permitted use, I would imagine you would want that option for your client. I just want to clarify that little distinction there.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that is referenced in our planner's report that if we were to propose a use that's not permitted, that would obviously require us to seek relief for that use. And I have no problem with that being a part of any resolution of approval. We're going to work extremely hard to make this small commercial space fit to B1 zone, though. But I appreciate that comment.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because throughout the presentation, it seemed as if you were, the testimony here was limiting your client to just having a use permitted in that zone without the option of going before another board to have his use that might not be permitted. So I just wanted to clarify that. That's all. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, commissioners? Okay, Madam Secretary, do we have any call-ins? You're muted.
I'm not. You hear me?
No, now we can, yes.
Okay, no, Madam Chair, we do not.
All right, thank you. All right, so Mr. Mariconda, would you like to summarize?
Okay, just for the record, I do have Mr. Magno with me, who's the principal of the LLC. I can have him sworn just to confirm and ratify, or we can proceed at your discretion.
Confirm.
Okay. So could to be sworn then?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here.
Miss La Rossi, okay, could you please swear in? Thank you. The applicant? Okay, you're on mute as well.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
But where is he?
John,
Yes.
raise your right hand.
Yes.
We got to see, excuse me, we have to see him on the screen. Where is he?
Okay.
Sure. Hold on one second.
Okay, there he is. Go ahead.
Okay, ready? Okay. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, put your hand down.
Okay, please
Thank you.
state your name for the record and your address.
Giovanni Magno, 476-478 McBride Ave, Paterson, New Jersey.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, proceed, Mr.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Magno, you've heard all the testimony and the planner's report this evening. Is that correct?
I have, yes.
And you're in full agreement with our testimony and conditions contained in that presentation?
I am.
And it's your intention to build this project and you have experience in this area?
I do, yes.
Okay, that's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank
All right. Any questions of the applicant, commissioners? Okay, hearing none. Mr. Maricano, would you like to sum up now, and then we can just move forward, please?
Thank you. Very briefly, Madam Chair, I think we've presented through the presentation of the applicant's expert, Mr. Bleeker, and the applicant's confirmation of that testimony based on the planner's report, which really effectively summarizes an opportunity here to completely rehabilitate a site that was a problem and an eyesore at some point, suffered through a fire loss, and now we have an opportunity to substantially upgrade. And the applicant, I think, is taking the B1 zone and providing the type of service, hopefully, and the residential housing which is needed in an area which can handle the residential housing due to on-street and public transportation parking and immediate access to the major highways and thoroughfares of the city. So that being said, we ask the board for a motion for approval.
Okay, commissioners, any commissioner like to make a motion on this application?
Madam
Commissioner Figueroa would like to introduce a motion.
Yes.
Chair,
Yes, yes.
we have to
Madam
close the
Secretary,
public
yes?
portion first.
I'm sorry?
We have to close the public portion first.
All right, make a motion to close the public portion.
I make the motion to close the public
Okay, that's
portion.
Commissioner Lorenzo, seconded by,
I'll second.
I heard second by Commissioner Amar, I believe. Commissioner Amar, was that you?
No, it was Commissioner Cleaves.
Cleaves, okay, Commissioner Cleaves, second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cleve,
Yeah, yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Hussein,
Yes.
Commissioner Liranzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Commissioner Amar,
Yes.
and Madam Chair Northrop.
Yes,
Thank you.
okay. So Commissioner Figueroa, you would like, who's making the motion?
I would like to introduce
Yes.
the motion.
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner
Okay.
Figueroa, please.
On the application of 476-478 McBride Avenue LLC, 10 Orchard Lane, Fairfield, New Jersey, 07004, at property address located at 476-478 McBride Avenue, Block 5001, Lot 2. I move that the board attorney prepare a resolution granting the following: site plan approval, bulk variances, city engineer, Hudson Essex Passaic Soil Conservation Service, and Passaic County Planning Board, because
And I
McBride
believe-
Avenue is a county road.
And do we need the stipulation, Mr. Acquaviva? About,
As to,
as to what you just mentioned to Mr. Mariconda, opening it up to beyond what is available?
yeah, I mean, it is included in the review, but I will put in as a condition that any proposed business is a permitted use in the B1 neighborhood business district, unless the proposed use requires a review by the appropriate board as to a non-permitted use. I will put it as a condition, but it was made part of the record
Okay.
verbally and by the review.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I
good.
thought.
Okay,
I
good.
second it.
Second by Commissioner Lorenzo. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner
You're breaking up again. Sorry, we didn't hear.
Cleves,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Hussein,
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Commissioner Amar,
Yes.
and Madam Chair Northrop.
Yes,
Thank you. The motion
congratulations.
We thank you very much for your consideration this evening.
Okay, thank you. Okay, commissioners,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Commissioners, we're moving on to the next application, 66 Montclair LLC, 473-479 Preakness Avenue, Block 1211, Lot 2. Who is representing 66 Montclair LLC?
My office as well, Madam Chair, Alan Maricondo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mariconda. Okay, the applicant proposes to subdivide the existing 12,026 square foot parcel into 2 lots. Proposed lot 2.01 is to contain the existing 2-family dwelling and 1-story detached garage on a proposed 4,780 square foot lot. Proposed lot 2.02 is to contain a proposed 3-story, 2-unit dwelling on a proposed 7,246 square foot lot. This proposal is located within the R-2 low medium density residential district. Proposed lot 2.01 requests variances for lot area as 5,000 square feet is required and 4,780 square feet is proposed, and front yard setback is 20 feet is required and 7.6 feet is existing. Proposed lot 2.02 requests variances for lot width as 50 feet is required and 21.68 feet is proposed. And rear yard setback is 20 feet is required and 18.85 square feet is proposed. It requires minor subdivision approval, site plan approval, and bulk variances. And I believe this would be done as we usually do it, Mr. Acquaviva, in a 2-part, first for the subdivision and then for the actual application.
That is correct,
Site
Madam.
plan. Okay. All right. So, Ms. Farsbood, would you give us your review, please? You're muted. Sorry. Can you hear? Ms. Farsbood?
Okay, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Can we have your review, please?
Sure. Property taxes and surcharges are paid to date. Persons having a 10% or greater ownership interest in 66 Montclair LLC are Aziz Nassar, providing an address of 495 Lexington Avenue in Clifton, and Majeda Zayed, providing an address of 3 Stevens Drive in Dumont, New Jersey. The property survey prepared by Morgan Engineering and Surveying and dated September 10th, 2019 indicates that the parcel is located on the western side of Preakness Avenue, and it contains a 2-story, 2-family dwelling and a rear detached garage. The spot elevations shown on the property survey indicates that the subject property has a rising slope towards the northern property line. A concrete retaining wall is extended along each side property line and rear yard ending to the detached garage. 2 curb cuts located on the either side of the subject property provide vehicular access to the garage as well as the asphalt area on the sides and rear of the building. According to the tax assessor's report, the existing dwelling appears to have been built in the 1960s and is in average condition. The lot has an angled frontage of 88.91 feet on Preakness Avenue, a rear lot line that measures 79 feet, a southern property line that measures 161.87 feet, and a northern property line that measures 129.47 feet. The parcel has a total area of 12,026 square feet or 0.3 acres. As indicated on the minor subdivision plan prepared by Stephen Kessner and revised on March 23, 2022, the applicant proposes to subdivide the existing 12,026 square foot parcel into 2 lots. Proposed lot 2.01 is to contain the existing two-story frame dwelling and the detached garage on a 4,780 square feet lot. Proposed flag-shaped lot 2.02 is to contain a new three-story, two-family dwelling with 3 bedrooms in each unit on a 7,246 square foot lot. Also, as a result of this subdivision, proposed lots 2.01 and 2.02 will have a width of 57.38 feet and 21.68 feet respectively. Proposed lot 2.01 requires a lot area variance as the minimum lot size in the R2 zone is 5,000 square feet and 4,780 square feet is proposed. Proposed lot 2.02 requires a lot width variance as the minimum lot width is 50 feet for the R2 zone and 21.68 feet is proposed. The existing dwelling to remain on proposed lot 2.01 exists at 7.6 feet from the front property line and the minimum front yard setback is 20 feet. Therefore, a variance is requested. Also, the building is to cover 34% of proposed lot 2.01 and is to be located 4 feet and 10 feet from the northern and southern property lines respectively and 22.48 feet from the rear property line, which complies with the bulk and dimensions requirement. The existing detached garage, which as a result of the subdivision will be located on the rear property line of lot 2.01, will remain unchanged. The existing retaining wall extended along the northern lot line will be removed to provide a driveway of 21.67 feet in width for proposed lot 2.02. The property record card indicates that the present dwelling on the parcel is a two-family dwelling with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in each unit. Proposed lot 2.02 requires a minimum of 20 feet of rear yard setback and 18.85 feet is proposed. Therefore, a variance is requested. The proposed building is to cover 15.7% of proposed lot 2.02 and is to be located 85.07 feet from the front property line, 10 feet from the southern lot line, and 35.05 feet from the right property line, which meets the setback requirements of the city's land development ordinance. The applicant has also requested waivers for the requirement of 3 feet of grass area between the driveway and the adjacent property lines and 25 feet distance requirement between the driveways and the street intersection. 0 feet is proposed for each of these requirements. Heritage Madison Architecture has prepared a 3-page drawing submittal dated January 9, 2020. Drawing T-01 indicates the location map, the zoning map, the existing site plan, the proposed site plan, the curb and driveway apron details, the sidewalk and paving detail, the zoning tables, and the proposed front elevation of the proposed dwelling. The proposed site plan indicates the location of the existing two-family dwelling to remain and the location of the proposed two-family dwelling on the proposed lot. 2 existing driveways are located along the curve of Preakness Avenue, and they both serve the existing two-family dwelling on the property. The existing dwelling requires a total of 3 off-street parking spaces, and 4 off-street parking spaces are proposed, of which 1 space is provided inside the detached garage and 3 spaces are proposed in the rear paved area in a tandem arrangement. If approved, the southern driveway, which is narrow and cannot accommodate two-way traffic, will be used only by the existing two-family dwelling. All vehicles entering this driveway will be required to turn around on site. However, with the proposed parking configuration indicated on the proposed site plan, this may not be possible. Each of the 2 proposed units within the dwelling will be occupied by a 3-bedroom unit. Each unit requires 2 off-street parking spaces, and each unit proposes 2 off-street parking spaces. 1 parking space is located on the first floor 1-car garage, and 1 parking space is located on the paved driveway in front of the garage. If approved, the northern driveway will only be used by the proposed new two-family dwelling. A 16-foot curb cut is proposed for this new driveway. The two new dwelling units on the parcel will increase the number of vehicles utilizing the northern driveway, which is closer to the curb and has less side distance to the north and the southern driveway. The applicant's proposal to widen the northern driveway will require a retaining wall being constructed along the northern property line, which is not indicated on the plan. Also, no height information is indicated for the concrete wall along lot 2.01 right property line, and no side distance triangle is indicated from either driveway. As Preakness Avenue is a county road, the County of Passaic will be required to review and approve this subdivision. The front elevation of the proposed two-family dwellings indicates a semi-detached building with a brick facade and a gable roof. It also indicates a 7-step masonry staircase, a covered porch, 2 garage doors, and 2 buildings entry doors in the center. Windows are located on the 2nd and 3rd floors. The building has a height of 31.3 feet. Drawing A-01 indicates the floor plan for the 2-unit dwelling that is proposed on lot 2.02. Each proposed dwelling is 16.4 feet in width and 34 feet in length and are identical in layout. The garage or ground floor indicates a 1-car garage, a storage and mechanical room of 184 square feet with a rear access door and stairs to the upper floors. The 2nd floor indicates the front covered porch and stairs, a kitchen, a living and a dining room, a half bathroom and 2 staircases. The 3rd floor, which is 3 feet cantilevered above the ground, and 2nd floor indicates 3 bedrooms and 2 full bathrooms. Each dwelling unit has an area 1,776.5 square feet, which exceeds the minimum floor area requirement. No laundry room has been proposed for the dwelling units. The applicant should provide a laundry area within the ground level storage and mechanical room of each unit. Drawing A-02 indicates the east and west and south elevations for the dwelling. The east and west side elevation plans have an identical facade, and they indicate a single and double windows on the 2nd floor and a single window on the 3rd floor. The south elevation plan indicates 2 rear egress doors on the ground level, a single window for the 2nd floor, and a double window for the 3rd floor. The east, west, and south elevations indicate a stucco finish for the 1st floor and a vinyl siding for the upper floors. To avoid an illegal 3rd unit on the ground level storage area, the board may wish to require a recorded deed stating that the proposed dwelling to be constructed will be a 2-unit dwelling only. It shall be the responsibility of the applicant and or the preparer of the plan to obtain a letter from the city engineer indicating that the plans have been satisfactorily reviewed prior to the plans being released to the construction official. If approved, the applicant shall file a subdivision plat in conformity with the map filing law or a deed clearly describing the approved minor subdivision. The chairman and secretary of the planning board shall sign the deed. This proposal is located in the Hillcrest section of the city. The surrounding area is predominantly residential, consisting of older 1- and 2-story structures to 2.5-story and 3-story dwellings. Many, but not all lots have some off-street parking available. In conclusion, the applicant estimates the cost of this proposal at approximately $250,000. This is the staff report for this application. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Forsberg. Mr. Mariconda?
Yes, Madam Chair, and good evening again. On behalf of the applicant, we'll be calling 2 witnesses plus the applicant to confirm. Be calling Mr. Kestner briefly as our opening witness, just to describe the subdivision demarcation lines and so forth. And Nasser Amakhtar of Heritage Architecture will carry the bulk of the testimony with regard to the proposal and the variances being sought. So I'd like to call Mr. Kestner first because his testimony will be limited to that part of the site plan that covers the subdivision.
Go ahead, please.
Mr. Kestner?
He has to be sworn in.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. LaRossi? Thank you.
Okay, sorry, the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. It will be, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
you.
Please state your name and credentials for the record.
Certainly. Stephen L. Kestner, Stevenkoestner, 61 Hudson Street, Hackensack, New Jersey. Licensed professional engineer and land surveyor. Licensed as a land surveyor since 1983 and as a professional engineer since 1988.
And we accept him as an expert witness. Thank you. Please proceed, Mr. Maraconda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you again, Madam Chair. Mr. Kestner, as I indicated, your minor subdivision plan is our opening presentation in terms of describing the site and what the applicant is proposing in terms of the creation of 2 lots that could function independently. If you would, the floor would be yours.
Correct. Thank you. Will I be able to put this plan up on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see if I can go here. Can the board see the plan?
Believe we can.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's a little small if you can just enlarge it.
I will, but
Okay.
Chair, thank you very much.
All right,
Just
thank you.
to start, minor subdivision plan, as your planner has stated, last dated March 23rd, 2022. And if I can figure out this area, this is the key map here in the center of the page, and then the subdivision plan being in the upper left-hand corner. Let's see what kind of button I have to enlarge that.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm more familiar with the zoom. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Preakness Avenue, being where my arrow is, runs along the called the northeasterly side of the property. The present dwelling, the 2-story aluminum type dwelling built in the 1960s, as the planner has described, known as 475 Preakness Avenue. The lot encompassing the larger box, the proposed new lines being along the arrow here, 75.6 feet in length. Then it runs down 47 feet, goes around the existing garage, and runs along the original property line on the southeasterly side. That lot area being 4,780 square feet. Variance is being requested for that lot as 5,000 feet is required.
We're just a very small square footage short.
Yes, yeah, a couple hundred square feet short, correct. The larger lot, being known as lot 2.02 on my plan, is 7,246 square feet. So that lot is oversized. However, a variance is requested for the frontage being 29 feet, which is adequate for ingress and egress, and the bulk of that lot being in the back of the property. As I said, that conforms in lot area. However, it does require the variance for the lot width. There is also a variance requested for the rear yard setback. That is the 18.85 feet. That is from the overhang. The main part of the building itself is 20.85 feet, and that does conform. It conforms along the southerly property line, being 10 feet proposed there as well. And the front, obviously, is well in excess of what is required. Are there any questions or any other points you'd like me to share?
Steve, I'll just follow up quickly. Obviously, this is a very large parcel. Its total square footage now, could you just reiterate that again?
Yeah, total square footage of the parcel, presently 12,026 square feet.
Right. We're sitting with one individual dwelling unit on that site?
Yes, yeah, towards the front of the site, correct.
This is more or less, for lack of a better term, more of a front and back type subdivision?
It is, yes, yeah. Bulk of it being in the rear.
Right. And you're satisfied that with the lines of demarcation for the subdivision proposal, both properties can function in terms of ingress and egress?
Yes, I do. There may be some enhancements required, as the planner suggested, for the proposed lot 2.01 for the turnaround area. And this concrete patio in the rear may have to be slightly made smaller to enlarge the driveway to provide for a turnaround, an enhanced turnaround, let's say, so the the cars can pull out directly onto Preakness Avenue.
Okay, very good. Madam Chair, from a perspective of the subdivision, the testimony, that would conclude Mr. Kestner's testimony at this time. Of course, he's available.
Okay, I'm going to see if, I'm gonna open this up to the commissioners, and see if they have any questions. At the same time, I'm gonna hold off questions, for Mr. Kestner and your next witness for the public. But for now, I just want to see if our commissioners have any questions of Mr. Kestner. Commissioners. Okay, I have no questions of Mr. Kestner, so at this time, I will open it up again to Mr. Mariconda to call, we have one other witness, correct?
We have Nasser Al-Mukhtar, and the applicant is
Yeah.
firm.
Al-Mukhtar. Okay, so please ask him, hi, good evening. All right,
Good evening.
so do you want to bring him up as your next witness?
Correct.
Okay, so please swear him in.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
You put your hand down.
Okay, and would you please state your name for the
Sure.
record?
Nasser Al-Mukhtar, Almuktar, 1171 Madison Ave, Paterson, New Jersey.
All right, and we accept him as an expert witness. He's been here a lot, so we recognize that.
Madam Chair.
We,
Thank you.
Okay.
we appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, Nasser, you've heard the testimony of Mr. Kestner and obviously the report of Solmas, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and with respect to that report and the overview of the site of the subdivision that had just been testified to, could you give us a recitation of your site plan, your architectural renderings as it pertains to the placement of a new two-family dwelling? It's an R2 zone, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So our uses are permitted.
We are planning to provide a two-family duplex, so it is a permitted use in the zone. That's correct.
Okay, so obviously the planner's report touched upon the nature of our proposal, but if you could give us a continued overview of that.
Sure, I'll be glad to. Can I share the drawing?
Yes, please. Okay, you can, oh, here we go. Okay. That's not it.
Yes. Okay. Can you see it now?
No, I see a black screen.
Oh.
Now we got it, maybe. Do we have it now, Madam Chair?
No.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay. Can you enlarge it?
Sigh of relief here.
Yes, very much so. Can you enlarge it just a little bit? Thank you.
Sure, I'm going to zoom as we speak to the areas that need to be explained.
Okay. Okay.
So this is, again, 475 Preakness Ave, and the proposal is to subdivide this oversized lot into two lots. There is an existing two-family towards the frontage of the lot, and the proposal is to provide a separate lot towards the rear of the lot with an access off of McBride Ave. This zoom is into the existing lot. This is the existing dwelling, and as you can see, there's a driveway towards the easterly side, and there's another driveway towards the westerly side off of McBride Ave. So the proposal is to provide this subdivision as Mr. Kustner presented before. And then this rear portion of the lot that is totally vacant is to provide the proposed two-family dwelling. The existing dwelling is to remain as is. And then, as mentioned before, this lot would be slightly under the minimum lot area of 5,000. We're proposing 4,780 square feet. However, the vehicular access will still be there. We're not seeking any parking variances there.
So each of the two families would have 4 parking spaces?
That's correct.
Good, okay.
I'm going to zoom into the proposed site plan. So this is the proposed site plan. The access towards this was the existing driveway. This would provide access to the existing dwelling, parking. There's a garage to remain, a detached garage to remain, and then there's 3 parking spaces towards the rear. This is the proposed dwelling. It has some bulk variances. And then we do have parking in front of each dwelling, and then parking in the garages at the grade level also for each dwelling. So each dwelling will have 2 parking spaces independent of each other. Now this proposed lot is oversized also. It's 7,246, so it more than complies with the minimum requirement of 5,000 square feet. The front facade, excuse me, would have, it's symmetrical on the right side, and on the left side, each one would contain the proposed dwelling unit. Each unit will have 3 floors. The grade floor would have the parking with the garage doors, and then above that, there are the windows for the living/dining room. We are proposing 2 separate entrances for each of the dwelling units, and then the upper level would have windows for the bedrooms, and we have 2 dormers to give it some aesthetic and make it more appealing visually. Moving on to the next page, I'm going to zoom to the drawing that you see on the left, excuse me, is the grade level. Each unit would be 16 by 34, 16 wide by 34. It would have a good size 1-car garage, and it would have towards the back a storage/mechanical room. And off of that space, we would have an independent staircase from each of the units to go up to the upper level. There's a common staircase in the front of the proposed unit. And then it leads to a covered porch with 2 doors, 2 separate doors that, and the floor plans are identical. At the front, at the entrance, you would have a living/dining room, open floor plan concept. Towards the rear, there's a good sized kitchen, and it can be an eat-in kitchen. And there's also a powder room and a closet. It has a staircase that goes down to the service area, and it has a staircase that goes down to the upper floor, which contains the bedrooms. The upper floor would have 3 bedrooms. Towards the rear is the master suite. It would have its own master bathroom. And then there's another bathroom that is being shared by the 2 bedrooms on each unit. So each unit will have 2.5 bathrooms. It would have its own utilities, would have its own, I guess the closet can be used for washer dryers for each of the units. We can provide a washer
So that would be
hookup.
a condition that we could amend the plan to that effect? Okay.
Yes, 100%. And then we have the rear and side elevations. The rear elevation is almost similar to the front elevation. It has a couple dormers, and it has doors that lead out to the backyard. And then the side elevations, those three elevations would be vinyl siding. The front elevation would be brick facing. The height is in compliance. We have 31, almost 31 and a half feet, which is lower than the maximum allowable. So we are in compliance in terms of the height of the structure. Also, the square footages for each of the dwelling units exceeds the minimum required. So it is in compliance in terms of square footages. I believe it's a better layout than a floor by floor apartment. It's kind of a duplex. You feel that you're living almost in a single family home with one wall attached. We can provide, obviously the sound insulation and what have you, but it has an open floor plan concept. The sizes of the rooms are all very good sized. So I think it would provide a very good living environment in those dwelling units. So that's basically my testimony, obviously subject to any questions.
Okay, so that would conclude our direct testimony, Madam Chair. At this time, we're available.
Okay, I'm going to open this up.
Madam Chair, if I could just ask one question. Mr. Maricano, I just heard you say something about amending the plans, but I didn't catch what that involved.
Okay, we just mentioned that there's sufficient closet space within each of the new units to add a specific washer and dryer, which was not on our site plan. So that's something we definitely want to commit to do.
All right, so you're going to add a washer and dryer in each unit?
Yes, and they also mentioned possible soundproofing the walls.
Possible what, Madam Chair? I'm sorry?
I thought I heard them say soundproofing the walls between the two units. Did I not hear that?
Yes, Madam Chair, that's a definite. It's not possible. We'll definitely provide that.
Okay. All right, so is that it, Mr. Acquaviva? Is that it? Okay.
Yes,
Then I'm going to open it. Okay, I'm going to open it up at this time to the public for questions to both Mr. Kustner and to Mr. Akhmatar, okay, the architect. So please call in at 973-321-1579, and the meeting ID is 711-680-001. And if you have any questions of either of those two witnesses, in the meantime, while we're waiting to see if we have any callers, I'm going to open it up to our commissioners. Commissioners, do you have any questions? I'm noticing that you're only looking for two. I have a question. You're only looking for two variances basically on the subdivision and two variances on the site plan. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct, Madam Chair.
Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. So any questions from the commissioners?
I do.
Yes, is that Commissioner Lorenzo?
Yes, for Mr. The last person, Akmar.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Akhmatar, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
The front house is gonna stay the same, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's no parking for that one?
There is parking, so there's no parking variance, but there is parking, sufficient parking.
Each new dwelling will have 4 parking spaces, Commissioner.
I believe though Mr. Lorenzo is asking about the existing building. Is there?
I'm sorry, each the existing and new will have 4 spaces, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was my concern.
Okay, Mr. Lorenzo, that's good. Commissioner, we're good? I can't hear you. Commissioner Lorenzo, are you okay with this? Okay, good. I see the head bobbing. Okay. All right. Do we have any callers, Madam Secretary?
No.
All right. So if there's no more questions, I'm going to make a motion to close the public portion. Okay. Who would like to make the motion?
I make the motion to close the public portion.
Okay, Commissioner Lorenzo. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Roman.
Yes.
All right, that's the public portion. So at this time, since I have no questions from the public, from the commissioners, I'm going to ask if you would summarize.
Sure, thank you, Madam.
Mariconda? Okay.
Yes, Madam Chair. Again, for the record, the applicant is available.
Sorry, somebody asking something? Wait, I thought I heard something.
Yeah, can we close the portion? I need to do the vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, you have everybody's eye. Okay, good enough. All right, so Mr. Mariconda, would you like to summarize, please?
Thank you very much. Very briefly, Madam Chair, we presented this evening the professional expertise of Mr. Kestner and Mr. Al-Mukhtar with regard to subdivision and site plan architectural design. We believe this is really an outstanding application for subdivision and new two-family dwelling on an extremely large parcel, bigger than most that we see most commonly before this board. The location is R2, it permits the use. As the chair indicated, there's very minimal variances created, more than sufficient on-site parking, and we ask the board's consideration for approval. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I only heard one condition because one is already was already described as there will be soundproofing. I believe the only condition would be that the closet will be made available for a hookup of washer dryer. Am I correct?
Yes,
Yes.
Madam Chair. I'm sorry, Madam Chair, if we can just have the plans taken down?
Yes, please take the plans down. Mr.
Yes, one
Okay.
second.
He's working on it,
I'm
he's
sorry.
working on it.
Okay, got it. Okay, good. All right. So, this, I would like to get a motion on the subdivision first. So this is a two-part thing. Would anyone like to make the motion on the subdivision part only?
Yeah, and just for clarification, Madam Chair, the conditions are not part of the subdivision.
Subdivision,
The condition
right.
would be part of the site plan and bulk
The
variance.
site plan, correct. Okay, so do I have a motion for the, a motion for the subdivision? Sorry, I'm losing my mind here tonight. Okay. Anybody?
Commissioner Figueroa.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to enter a motion to approve on the application. Hold on. I need my reading glasses. I swear I don't
Okay.
have them. I'm sorry.
All right, good.
I do
That's all right.
apologize for that.
Get them out.
I can't find them. 66 Montclair LLC, 495 Lexington Avenue in Clifton.
Oh, no. Oh, yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No? Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
New Jersey 07011 for the property located at 473-479 Preakness Avenue, Lot 1211, Lot 2.
Mhm.
Is that the right subdivision lot in question?
Yes.
The applicant proposes to subdivide the existing 12,026 square foot parcel into two lots. Yes.
Exactly. I move that the board attorney prepare a resolution granting subdivision approval, minor subdivision approval.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Was that by Commissioner Roman?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, good. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cleave. Commissioner Cleave.
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa.
Yes.
Commissioner Hussein.
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo.
Yes.
Commissioner Roman.
Yes.
Commissioner Amar.
Yes.
And Madam Chair Northrop.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now I need a motion on the site plan approval, on the site plan rather. May I have a motion for the site plan? Can you get your glasses?
Madam Chair, that is with the condition of a washer and dryer to be included in each unit, as
That's
well
correct.
as soundproofing of the walls.
Yeah, the soundproofing of the wall, I think, was already read into the record, but we can certainly add that anyway. So, would anybody like to make the motion on that one? Okay. On the application of 66 Montclair LLC, 473-479 Preakness Avenue, Block 1211, Lot 2. I believe I am move that the board attorney prepare a resolution granting site plan approval and bulk variances with the conditions of making the basement, this will be done in the basement if I'm not mistaken, making the closets in the basement ready for a washer and dryer hookup. And also for the soundproofing of the walls, which even though was read into the record, we'll put that in as a condition just to make sure. Am I correct, Mr. Acquaviva?
Yes, you are.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Figueroa. Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner
Ms. Perez, Madam
Commissioner
Secretary.
Cleves, yes.
Okay, there you go.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Hussein,
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Commissioner Amar,
Yes.
and Madam Chair Northup.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Okay, so congratulations on that.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Board.
Ms. Farsboo, do we have resolutions this evening?
We do.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so who will be reading in the resolutions?
I believe
Mr.
I am.
Acquaviva.
I believe I am, Madam Chair.
Okay, all right, so, are you ready for that, or?
I'm ready. We only have about 110, so we should be out of here by about 11:30, so.
All right, good enough. All right, move it along then. Okay, thank you.
Okay, on the matter of JCM Investors 1012 LLC, for the property located at 94-110 Hamilton Avenue, Block 3706, Lot 1, also known as 103-107 Fair Street, Block 3706, Lot 2. The property being located in the high-density overlay district and encompasses blocks 3706 and 3707, which have underlying zoning of zone R3 high medium density residential and B2 community business district. The applicant is seeking site plan approval and bulk variances to merge the two lots into one 44,964 square foot lot and then subdivide the lot into two lots. This application was approved, considered, and approved at the board's June 6, 2022 meeting. Before I call for a motion, Madam Chair, there will be an amendment to this resolution, which will be taken care of tomorrow. I had incorrectly put a condition in there that the approvals would be contingent upon the applicant obtaining a change in the street name of Paterson Avenue to Paterson Street. In fact, it was the plans that were prepared by GB Engineering that need to be revised to reflect that. So given that revision, which we will do tomorrow, do I have a motion?
So moved. So moved by the chairwoman, seconded by Commissioner Lorenzo. Roll call, please. Who was allowed to vote on this?
Yeah, I'm only going to call those people who were.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Cleves. Commissioner Cleves.
Yes, Madam Secretary, you're very low, but that's why I'm delayed answering you because you're very low.
Yeah, it was breaking up a little bit. It was a little problem, but we'll work it out. All right, thank you.
Commissioner Lidanzo.
Yes.
Commissioner Amar. Commissioner Amar.
Yes.
And Madam Chair Northup.
Yes.
On the application, I'm sorry, Madam Secretary. My apologies. Did I cut you off?
I'm done.
Okay. On the application of Felix de la Hoz and Michelle Dominguez for the property located at 33-37 Richmond Avenue, Block 1508, Lot 10. The property being located in the R1 one-family residential district. The applicant was seeking to subdivide the existing 7,500 square foot lot into two lots containing 3,750 square feet. An existing one-family dwelling would remain on one of the lots, and a new three-story one-family dwelling is proposed on the new proposed lot, which would be 10.02. The board considered and approved this application at its June 1, 2022 regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
I second it.
All right, I did it, so, we're gonna do, Commissioner, Lorenzo made the motion, Chair second. Roll call, please.
Richmond Avenue, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Cleves,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo,
Yes.
and Madam Chair.
Yes.
Thank you.
On the application of Paterson Fund 1 LLC for the property located at 444-454 Summer Street, Block 6304, lots 18, 19, and 20. The property being located in the RA2 district of the 4th Ward redevelopment plan. The applicant was seeking to remove the existing structures on the site and construct a new 4-story residential building with a total of 33 units. The board considered and approved this matter at its May 4th, 2022 special meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lorenzo. Okay, roll call, please.
Who?
I'm sorry?
Who was first?
I was.
Motion. Okay, thank you. Commissioner Cleves,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Amar,
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, Madam Chair, you didn't, you weren't there.
Then I can't make the motion. I wasn't there? That's weird. Okay.
No, you were out that day.
Okay. So we
Madam
need to,
Secretary, I guess we have to read.
I don't, no, it's okay. She could do the motion. It doesn't matter.
okay. All right. Thank you.
On the application of Paterson Fund 1 LLC for the property located at 95-117 16th Avenue, Block 4316, Lot 16. The property being located in the RA2 zone of the 5th Ward redevelopment plan. The applicant proposed to construct a new 4-story residential building with a total of 47 units. The board considered and approved this matter at its May 16, 2022 special meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Who was that so moved?
Lida.
I didn't hear. Who?
Lorenzo.
Commissioner Lorenzo? Second.
Commissioner Figueroa, second.
Commissioner Figueroa, second. Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Cleves,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo,
Yes.
and Commissioner Amar.
Yes.
Thank you.
On the
I just-
application, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I missed that meeting too.
I'm sorry?
I think it was the same one.
Oh,
meeting.
okay.
I think it was
Okay, go ahead.
On the application of Paragon NJ Properties LLC for the property located at 358-364 Van Houten Street, Block 4206, lots 6, 7, and 8. The property being located in the RA2 zone of the 4th Ward redevelopment plan. The applicant was seeking site plan approval and bulk variances to remove the existing building on lots 6 and 7 and construct a new 4-story residential building with a total of 24 units on lots 6, 7, and 8. The board considered this matter at its May 16, 2022 special meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Figueroa, seconded by Commissioner Lorenzo. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cleves, Commissioner Cleves,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo,
Yes.
and Commissioner Amar.
Yes.
Thank you.
On the application of Rosa Parks PFRG SHGJG LLC for the property located at 166-170 Rosa Parks Boulevard, Block 3212, Lot 15. The property being located in the RA2 zone of the 4th Ward redevelopment plan. The applicant was seeking site plan approval on bulk variances to remove the existing 2.5-story building and a detached garage, and to construct a new 4-story residential building with a total of 18 residential units. The board considered and approved this matter at its May 18th, 2022 regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
So move.
So moved by Commissioner Lorenzo, seconded by who?
Commissioner Roman.
Commissioner Roman?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Commissioner
Roll call, please.
Cleve,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Amar,
Yes.
and Madam Chair.
Yes.
Thank you.
On the application of NJ Real Estate Asset Holding LLC for the property located at 40-42 Nagel Street, Block 5006, Lot 5. The property being located in the R2 low-medium density residential zone. The applicant was seeking site plan approval on bulk variances to subdivide the existing 5,000 square foot parcel into 2 lots, with the proposed lot 5.01 to contain a proposed 3-story 2-unit dwelling, and the proposed lot 5.02 to contain the existing 2-family dwelling on the separate subdivided lot. The board considered and approved this matter at its May 18th, 2022 regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
So move.
So moved by Commissioner Lorenzo,
Second.
second by Commissioner Figueroa. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cleve, Commissioner
Yes.
Cleve,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
Commissioner Lidanzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Amar,
Yes.
and Madam Chair.
Yes.
Thank you. That's it.
That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Really? We got
That's
out
it.
before 11. We got out
Wow.
before 11. Okay.
Finish
Listen.
quick.
I have a question. Is there any more business for this evening? Mr. Deutsch, Ms. Farsbood, anybody?
Our next meeting is 1 week from tonight on the web.
Okay. All right. So I look forward to seeing everybody then. And I wish everybody a good night. Stay well, be safe. Okay. Have
Good
a
night.
good one.
I make a motion to close the meeting.
Motion by Commissioner Lorenzo.
There you go,
I
Lorenzo.
second
9
it.
seconds.
Okay, we're all seconding it,
Nice.
and it's all in favor. We're good.
Aye.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Good night. Good night.